Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something really transformative, agentic AI. We're not just talking about AI that, generates text or images anymore. This is different.
Right.
This is about artificial intelligence that can actually make its own decisions, take independent actions.
Exactly.
And our focus today is, well, understanding what that means for the world, especially within the financial sector.
Yeah, precisely. And we'll be digging into a really comprehensive, insightful report from Citi GPS. It's titled Agentic AI Finance and the Do-It-For-Me Economy. Came out January 2025.
Okay.
And what makes it particularly valuable, I think, is that it's not just theoretical. It pulls in perspectives from like over 30 AI startup founders, big tech execs, experts in the field, gives you a real sense of the cutting edge.
So if you're listening, you're the learner, right?
Okay.
Keen to grasp this rapidly changing landscape, but maybe without getting totally bogged down in the weeds, you're in the right place. Think of this as your shortcut, your direct route to the key insights, the sort of aha moments.
Yeah.
And understanding why this trend matters right now, our mission really is to pull out the most crucial, the most interesting bits about agentic AI in finance, the wider economy, and what the future might look like.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's unpack this. What exactly is agentic AI?
So in essence, agentic AI, it refers to these AI systems that can operate autonomously.
Autonomously.
Yeah, making decisions, taking actions, all without constant human input. They're designed to tackle complex problems, sort of independently and proactively.
Proactively. Oh.
And the report suggests something pretty remarkable, actually. The impact could be even bigger, potentially, than the internet era.
Wow. Bigger than the internet.
Yeah, driven by these huge leaps in how AI understands context, how it remembers things memory, and how it juggles multiple tasks.
Okay, bigger than the internet is. That's a significant claim. What really underpins that kind of potential?
Well, the report points to a pretty compelling sign,
Yeah.
with this dramatic jump in mentions of agentic AI by the big tech companies.
Right.
Yeah, and their official communications, it went up like 17-fold in 2024.
17 times.
17 times. And it wasn't just general chatter, you know. It likely reflects these more powerful AI models meeting better digital communication channels, APIs basically,
Right.
allowing for practical uses we just haven't seen before.
Yeah.
So this surge, it really signals a shift, from just thinking about it to actually building it, planning deployment, and they expect even faster acceleration in 2025.
Okay.
The report argues it comes from the potential for these autonomous agents, not just to, connect information, which the internet did, but to actively act on that information across all parts of the economy, fundamentally changing how tasks get done.
How decisions get made, right down to the small stuff.
Exactly.
And how does this link up with that do-it-for-me economy idea in the report?
Right, the DIFM economy. Well, agentic AI basically puts that concept on steroids.
Okay.
In finance, just imagine having your own AI agents or bots, right, that don't just help you pick financial products, but can actually execute the transactions for you based on rules you set beforehand. This could seriously shake things up, maybe lead to more competition as new startups jump in with specialized agents.
So wait, instead of me having to research and compare different mortgages or whatever, my AI could just handle that and even do the paperwork, sort of.
That's the vision.
That sounds incredibly useful. A bit sci-fi, maybe.
It definitely has that feel. But the report also highlights a potential fundamental shift in, how work gets done.
How so?
Tasks that companies currently outsource, to contractors or other firms. Increasingly, those might be handled by these AI agents. It's almost like the AI becomes this smart, digital, outsourced workforce.
Interesting. And I guess investors are noticing this potential.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
In 2024, something like 37% of all venture capital funding went into AI startups.
37%. That's huge.
It's massive. And projections suggest that figures likely to climb. And crucially, the biggest growth in VC activity was specifically in developing autonomous agents and these sort of digital co-workers.
Right.
So the money is really backing this specific direction.
And the financial industry itself, they're already pretty used to adopting new tech, aren't they?
That's a really key point. Financial services are already the #2 adopters of generative AI, just behind telecom and media.
Okay.
And historically, banks, they've always been among the biggest tech spenders, outside of the tech industry itself, obviously.
Right.
The report suggests this trend is probably going to continue, maybe even speed up, as agentic AI gets more mature and the practical uses become really clear.
So loads of excitement, big investments.
Yeah.
But Is agentic AI actually ready for prime time, like widespread use?
Well, the report is careful there. It emphasizes that, for now, it's still largely experimental.
Okay.
The insights they're sharing are based on analyzing what's being built and tested now, with an eye towards future deployment in, real-world situations.
Got it. So not quite mainstream yet, but the groundwork is definitely being laid. The report also talks about an AI flywheel. What's that about?
Ah, the flywheel. It's a powerful idea. Basically describes this self-reinforcing cycle.
Okay.
As we develop more sophisticated AI, that AI is then used to create even better AI.
Right.
And this loop, this continuous feedback, it just accelerates technological progress in computing and AI overall at a speed we haven't really seen before.
Wow.
And because of this rapid self-improvement, the report actually suggests 2025 could be potentially the year of agentic AI.
It's like AI pulling itself up by its own digital bootstraps incredibly fast. That's a wild idea.
It is.
The report also draws parallels, doesn't it, between agentic AI and big tech shifts from the past?
Yes, exactly. They compare it to what economists call general-purpose technologies.
Mhm.
Think steam engine, electricity, the internet.
Right, the big game changers.
Exactly. Innovations that fundamentally reshaped society, the economy. Each one brought new ways of living, working, created whole new industries, new institutions. Agentic AI, they argue, has that same kind of broad, transformative potential across so many sectors.
And it's not just the report's authors saying this, right?
Eh,
There are some big names mentioned.
Indeed. The report quotes figures like Andrew Wang, Sam Altman from OpenAI, Jensen Huang from NVIDIA, all of them highlighting this huge potential and the rapid progress they're seeing. Altman even talks about AI agents becoming like super competent colleagues.
Super competent colleagues. That's quite the endorsement. Now, we've talked a lot about generative AI recently. How is agentic AI fundamentally different?
The key difference really boils down to autonomy.
Autonomy.
Generative AI, like you said, it creates stuff, text, images, code based on the prompts you give it. Agentic AI takes it a big step further. It can initiate actions, make decisions autonomously without needing constant human prompting. It's the shift from asking AI to show you something to having it do things for you independently
Yeah.
to achieve some broader goal you've set.
That really clarifies that link to the do-it-for-me economy.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the report brings up this idea of having your own digital Jarvis, like from Iron Man. That's a very relatable image.
Yeah, it's designed to be, I think. The core idea is that agentic AI could bring really sophisticated digital help to, well, everyone, not just billionaires. Imagine having AI bots just seamlessly part of your devices, able to handle a whole range of complex tasks for you.
Like what specifically? Could it, I don't know, negotiate my internet bill for me, find the best car insurance?
Precisely. That's the kind of thing the report suggests. These AI bots could evolve to negotiate deals, make specific financial decisions based on parameters you've set, basically act as your advocate in all sorts of situations.
Okay, that sounds amazing. But then the big question is, who provides these agents? And whose side are they really on?
Ah, that's a crucial point, a really vital consideration. Are these agents going to come mainly from the existing big tech giants
Right.
or traditional banks? Or are we going to see a whole wave of specialized AI startups pop up? And the report raises these really important questions about trust. Whose values, whose priorities will these bots be programmed with? Choosing the right bot could become a major decision for you, the consumer. A bit like choosing a human financial advisor today.
Like picking your digital representative. And the report even suggests traditional marketing might not work on these AI agents.
That's right, because bots operate based on their code.
Right.
Specifically through these standardized digital channels APIs and their internal model parameters. They don't care about brand loyalty or clever ads. So the focus shifts. It becomes about the actual function, the reliability, the trustworthiness of the AI itself. And products designed for bots will need to be structured so the AI can understand them and translate results back to you.
Can you give me a really concrete example? How might one of these bots work in finance?
Sure. The report uses the example of an AI bot helping with a mortgage renewal.
Okay.
So the bot could proactively flag the renewal date coming up. Then it could research the best offers out there based on preferences you've set, like loan term, interest rate tolerance, stuff like that.
Right.
Then it could pick the best option and maybe even handle the application, the documentation, potentially with very little direct input needed from you.
That would definitely lift a weight off homeowners. And it sounds like people might actually adopt these AI agents pretty quickly.
Well, the report points to how much faster we adopted things like ChatGPT compared to, say, the early internet,
True.
which suggests that once really effective, reliable agentic AI tools are out there, adoption could be similarly rapid. And interestingly, they also predict that individual consumers like you might start using these client-side bots agents running on your own phone or computer, maybe even before big companies fully roll out their own big enterprise agents.
That's fascinating. Individuals may be leading the charge. But, okay, with all this upside, there have to be downsides too. The report mentions bad bots.
Absolutely. It doesn't gloss over the risks. It builds on the problem we already have with malicious bad bots. They already make up a huge chunk of internet traffic, maybe half by some estimates.
Half. Wow.
Yeah, used for all sorts of nasty stuff online.
And agentic AI being smarter could make those risks much worse.
Precisely. Because these systems are more intelligent, they can act with more autonomy than simple bots. So, yeah, the potential for harm is greater. The report notes that already something like half of all fraud involves some AI element.
Okay.
And that's likely to increase with agentic AI. Think large-scale financial fraud, really sophisticated scams.
That's pretty worrying. What kinds of safeguards are being thought about to, counter these risks?
The report mentions a couple of potential ideas. One, in the concept of AI wallets.
AI wallets.
Yeah, with preset spending limits. So you basically give the AI agent authority to act, but only within specific financial boundaries you've defined.
Okay, guardrails.
Exactly. Another idea is automated authentication layers. This would mean the AI agent has to provide some kind of contextual proof, like referencing your original request or other ID info, before it can execute certain actions.
So building in checks and balances, the report also lists some important things to consider for developing agentic AI commerce responsibly.
Yes, it highlights several crucial areas, like figuring out sustainable business models for these AI services, building robust trust mechanisms so you can actually rely on your agents, clarifying who owns the customer relationship in this new setup,
Right.
implementing really effective fraud prevention, and, of course, developing clear, adaptable regulations. These are all essential for making sure agentic AI develops safely and ethically, especially in finance.
Now, this might feel like a bit of a leap, but the report also gets into the potential link between agentic AI and cryptocurrencies. That's an interesting mix.
It is intriguing, isn't it? The report suggests that crypto and blockchain tech could actually play a pretty significant role as agentic AI evolves, especially in promoting openness, transparency, and maybe fostering more competition.
How so? Competition against?
Well, against the potential for just a few big tech firms to dominate the whole AI landscape, decentralized tech like crypto might offer a way to ensure better data and model integrity, keep things more open.
How would that actually work practically?
Well, you could use crypto economic incentives, like staking, to reward people or systems for verifying the accuracy of data used to train AI models, or for checking the quality of the models themselves. And the transparency of blockchain could give users like you more visibility into how your AI agents are actually operating, how they're making decisions.
And what about the AI agents themselves using crypto?
The report envisioned agents being able to do things like create, issue, and manage crypto tokens, securely hold private keys, control crypto wallets, even participate in DAO's decentralized autonomous organizations by voting on proposals, and maybe even making autonomous micropayments, say, paying for access to data or computing power they need to do their job.
That really paints a picture of these autonomous digital things operating in a decentralized financial world. The report even quotes Ajit Tripathi on this, right?
Yes, he sees crypto as a kind of natural partner for AI agents. He points out that simpler bots have been active in crypto markets for ages, but also stresses the need for much stronger governance and cybersecurity as these agents get smarter and more powerful.
Okay, shifting gears a bit. The report talks about competitive destruction potentially coming with agentic AI, like we saw with previous big tech shifts.
Exactly. History shows that when these general-purpose technologies arrive, some established companies decline and completely new ones rise up.
Creative destruction.
Right. So the report asks, will AI follow that pattern, sparking innovation and new players? Or could it actually lead to more concentration, more market power in the hands of a few, like we kind of see in the U.S. stock market now with the dominance of a few tech giants?
And those tech giants are certainly pouring money into AI infrastructure.
Oh, absolutely. Microsoft, Amazon, Oracle, huge investments in AI data centers, developing agentic AI services. But cloud computing plays this interesting dual role here.
How so?
Well, it empowers the giants with the infrastructure they need, obviously,
Yeah.
but it also provides the platform for smaller, newer players to build and deploy their own AI solutions too.
So maybe the combination of cloud, AI, and these agents could actually level the playing field a bit.
That's the potential, yeah. It could really revolutionize how digital services, including financial services, are delivered, maybe allow smaller, nimbler startups to compete more effectively against the big incumbents, who might be slower to adopt due to regulations or just inertia.
The report also dives into the impact on workers, right? Knowledge workers versus those in more physical roles. What's the thinking there?
Right. For knowledge workers, the potential seems to be that agentic AI could be a really powerful tool, a productivity booster, automating a lot of the repetitive, time-consuming mental stuff they do now.
Like the printing press for the mind, almost.
Kind of like that, yeah. Democratizing access to cognitive power, in a way. But of course, this raises big social questions about the future of work, potential job displacement of more routine, process-heavy roles.
But it's not all doom and gloom for knowledge workers.
Not at all, according to the report. It emphasizes that developing and deploying agentic AI will likely create new, high-skilled jobs.
In what areas?
Things like AI development itself, ethics, governance frameworks, managing all the data these systems need, and many existing roles probably won't disappear, they'll just be augmented by AI, requiring a blend of human skills and AI capabilities. It's more about a transformation of roles than just elimination for many.
What about jobs involving physical labor? That seems like a clearer path to automation with capable AI.
The report does suggest agentic AI could lead to the replacement of many physical roles. Yes. They point to autonomous vehicles like Waymo.
Right, we're seeing those more now.
Exactly. They're getting better. Claims of improved safety in some situations. So roles like taxi drivers, truckers, maybe even some routine admin or data entry jobs, those could be significantly impacted as software agents become more capable of operating autonomously in the physical world too.
Okay, so with all this increasing autonomy, governance and cybersecurity has got to be huge concerns. The report has a whole section on this, right?
It does, and it's absolutely critical. As these AI agents get woven deeper into our systems, making decisions, taking actions on their own, well, you need robust governance and cybersecurity to manage the risks. It's essential.
What are some of the key governance points the report makes?
It outlines several important things, like carefully choosing where to apply agentic AI based on a clear understanding of the risks involved, making sure all the right people, stakeholders are involved, and setting up the governance rules right from the start.
Okay.
Establishing clear accountability, who's responsible when an AI agent does something.
Yeah.
Implementing continuous monitoring to see what the agents are actually doing, and of course, strong data privacy controls.
And the cybersecurity risks just get amplified with agentic AI everywhere.
Considerably. The potential attack surface just gets bigger as agents connect to more systems, more data. Plus, there's the risk of bad actors using the AI's own autonomy to launch really fast automated attacks.
This sounds hard to defend against.
It could be. The report really stresses the importance of keeping humans in the loop, for critical decisions, and developing really sophisticated, real-time cybercrime detection that can actually keep up with AI-driven threats.
It sounds like regulators are starting to wake up to this too.
Definitely. The report mentions the European Commission looking closely at automated decision-making, and the rise of things like regulatory sandboxes for AI, like the one in Spain. These show there's a growing recognition that we need frameworks to oversee this powerful, fast-moving tech.
Okay, let's really dive into the specifics now. How is agentic AI actually being used, or how could it be used, in finance? The report gives a lot of examples.
Yeah, it does. And it's interesting because even though finance is, cautious and highly regulated, it's actually proving to be a leading adopter of AI. The report breaks down potential uses across different parts of finance.
Walk me through some highlights. Maybe start with wealth management, retail banking stuff that affects consumers like me directly.
Sure. In those areas, agentic AI could mean really personalized offers, like adaptive financial advice that changes as your life changes, or helping you set and dynamically adjust savings goals automatically.
Yep.
For customer engagement, think sophisticated virtual assistants, maybe AI agents that can give personalized guidance on complex things like tax or retirement planning, and operationally, automating lots of routine back office stuff, streamlining processes, freeing up humans for more complex work.
What about in corporate banking? Similar ideas?
Similar themes, yeah. Personalized offers could mean highly customized loans, dynamic pricing based on real-time risk. Engagement-wise, AI agents could help corporate clients with more complex financial planning, adaptive tax strategies, Operationally, huge potential in streamlining things like invoice processing, reconciling accounts, managing tricky payment
And
workflows.
then for the big institutional players, hedge funds, pension funds.
There, agentic AI could enable really dynamic, responsive investment portfolios, developing custom strategies for specific risk appetites, giving them tailored research insights, real-time alerts on market moves, and on the risk side, maybe facilitating complex, real-time hedging strategies.
Insurance also seems like a prime candidate for AI disruption.
For sure. Personalized offers could mean insurance policies that adjust based on real-time data,
Uh,
more personalized loyalty programs,
hmm.
customer engagement AI, handling lots of routine queries, giving proactive updates on policies. Operationally, streamlining the whole claims process, which can be really complex. And in risk and underwriting, enabling much more precise real-time models.
The list seems really long. It also covered things like financial forecasting, KYC onboarding, fraud prevention. Some of those sound incredibly impactful.
They really do. KYC and onboarding agentic AI could potentially make identity verification adaptive, provide continuous real-time monitoring for things like anti-money laundering and sanctions checks, making it faster and more secure,
Right.
and fraud prevention. The ability of AI agents to crunch huge amounts of contextual data in real time. That could lead to much, much better detection of suspicious activity, different kinds of corporate fraud.
The report also includes views from experts on where the industry is right now with AI adoption. What are they saying?
The general sense from the experts is that the industry is moving past just playing around with proofs of concept.
Okay.
They're starting to actually implement AI in real-world applications.
Mm.
They also talk about that strategic choice companies face. Do you build your own AI, buy something off the shelf, or compose a solution using bits from different providers?
Build, buy, or compose. Interesting.
Yeah. And they suggest you can spot the leaders in AI adoption by looking at things like, can they attract top AI talent?
Mm.
Do they have a clear AI strategy? Is their data ready? Do they have the infrastructure, these AI factories, to build and deploy effectively?
And the report gets even more specific, right? Things like compliance agents, deepfakes.
Yes, compliance and regulatory agents. Huge potential there to automate really labor-intensive tasks, like screening for sanctions automatically or even translating complex regulations into computer code.
Wow.
And yeah, the growing threat of deepfakes, AI-generated fraud, that's a big focus too. Looking at advanced detection methods, analyzing audio and video in real time, plus streamlining those often painful onboarding and KYC processes using AI verification and data analysis. That's a key area for efficiency gains.
Agentic contracts, that sounds pretty futuristic.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They're basically smart contracts, but smarter. They can autonomously monitor how they're performing, trigger actions based on real-world data feeds, maybe even resolve disputes based on their internal logic, often using blockchain for that trust and transparency layer.
And what about corporate treasury and payments? How does AI help there?
It can really boost the accuracy of cash flow forecasting by analyzing way more data in real time. Improve detection of sophisticated payment fraud, automate payment scheduling and execution, just makes treasury operations more efficient and secure.
Wealth management seems like ground zero for hyper-personalization with AI.
Exactly. Agentic advisors could offer incredibly personalized investment advice tailored to your specific goals, your risk tolerance, automate annoying tasks like updating the CRM system, offer real-time insights from market data. It really augments what human advisors can do.
Right.
And it fits that bigger trend of hyper-personalization across the board, using AI to analyze tons of data in real time to tailor experiences and recommendations just for you.
Okay, last couple of areas. Loan documentation, credit workflows, insurance claims.
Right. For loans, AI can automate analyzing all that complex paperwork, improve the speed and accuracy of checking creditworthiness, streamline the whole process from start to finish. Insurance claims agentic AI could streamline the entire thing. Automated reporting, validation, AI-powered damage assessment, fraud detection, leading to faster payouts, lower costs. Even in investment research, AI agents can help human analysts by synthesizing data, generating initial ideas, helping write reports, even helping build portfolios based on defined strategies.
It's an incredibly wide range of applications. The report also gives a bit of a technical peek under the hood, right? How these agents actually work.
Yeah, they break it down simply. Agentic AI usually works through a cycle of perception, taking in information from its environment, reasoning, processing that info, and making decisions, and action, carrying out those decisions within some defined workflow.
Okay.
The core tech is often what they call an augmented LLM. So think of a powerful large language model as the brain.
Like GPT-4 or something similar.
Exactly. But the augmentation adds key extra abilities, like retrieving specific info from outside sources, using various software tools, and remembering past interactions memory. That makes it much more capable than just responding to one prompt.
Got it.
And there are different ways to structure the work, like prompt chaining, one AI step feeds the next, or orchestrator worker models where a main AI manages smaller, specialized AIs. The end goal is an autonomous agent operating in this constant feedback loop with its environment, learning and adapting to achieve whatever goal you've given it.
Well, this has truly been a deep dive into this whole world of agentic AI, especially its potential to really reshape finance. Thanks to all those insights from the Citi GPS report, it feels like we've covered a ton of ground.
We certainly have. And the main takeaway, I think, is pretty clear. Agentic AI isn't just some far-off sci-fi idea. It's advancing rapidly. It has the potential to fundamentally change finance and, frankly, many other parts of our lives, presenting both amazing opportunities but also significant risks we need to manage very carefully.
And hopefully, for you listening, for the learner, this deep dive has given you some useful aha moments, a clearer picture of this complex, fast-moving topic without hopefully feeling too overwhelmed by the tech jargon.
Absolutely. So, thinking about everything we've discussed today, all these incredible advances, here's maybe a final thought to chew on.
Yeah.
As these autonomous AI agents get more common, more capable, how might the very meaning of work and value change in our society? And what role will individual human agency, our own ability to act and choose, play in this increasingly automated world?
That's a profound question.
It is something that warrants a lot more thought and exploration as this technology keeps developing and weaving itself into our lives.